Yo, this is a little video right here. I just put some clips together, some news clips from the local news here about the prison that I was at. And a few of these stories took place while I was there, but the majority of them didn't. And but the same woman that is now left the prison, the warden, she had just started 6 to 8 months before I got there, and she ended up having to leave about a year and a half after I left. So I'm gonna play these clips just to let y'all know just a little bit. This is just scratching the surface of what goes down there. It's even scratching the surface of what they know goes down there. You know what I'm saying? Like, not even the shit that they don't know. So here, man, I'm gonna let y'all watch this clip, and I'll be commentating throughout. So I'll be starting and stopping the video and putting in my 2 cents in some of the parts. So hope you like it, man. Sub to the channel, hit the like button, and enjoy, man. Salute to everybody.
Bars for breaking the law.
Some of the people guarding those inmates have also had legal problems. We've learned several workers at the prison in Tabor City got fired for committing crimes, and another was indicted.
When you see them blue doors like that, and blue doors is a blue unit. That's the unit I was in. There was 4 units there. There's blue unit, green unit, red unit, and gray unit. Each of them are just different parts of the prison, different wings of the prison.
A plot to behead someone. WCT's Justin Smith got the records from those firings and puts them all together in tonight's cover story.
Termination letters show 5 Tabor Correctional employees were fired last year. There was an officer charged with first-degree burglary, another who admitted to falsifying doctor's notes. And the prison fired an officer after an internal investigation showed he used unjustified force when pepper spraying an inmate. Then there's the food service worker who allegedly kept up her relationship with an inmate she met while working at a state prison in Scotland County. Statewide, 88 prison employees were fired last year. Officials say Tabor's numbers were on par with similar facilities and make up only a small fraction of the more than 11,000 corrections workers across North Carolina.
What you see from those few people or those few issues of corrective action isn't a true snapshot of our profession.
Kenneth Lassiter is deputy director of the state's prison system. He says the terminations at Tabor show that administrators there are doing what they're supposed to, taking action against employees.
That right there is the day room, okay? If you go up that set of steps you're looking at, and you go to the top tier, and then when you get to the top tier, you make a left. My cell door would be that last cell door you see at the top left back there. That's the corner. The day room shaped as a V, so that the officers can see all the way down. They can see each door. Now you'll notice that the doors don't. There's no hinges. The doors don't open up like this. You know what I'm saying? They don't open up like this. They open up like this. They slide open. Which is a little bit easier to break if you wanted to come up out of them. It's like I always say, man, there's no cell, they ain't made a cell door yet that can keep me in it. They have made a set of handcuffs, but I ain't gonna get into that. There is a way that they can do the handcuffs that I haven't figured out how to get out of yet. But anyway, this is the day room. So you got 2-man cells, right? Now, if you'll look and count these cells, you got that whole wall, and then you got the wall where you can barely see the stairs for this wall. There's a whole nother same amount of cells on this side, and they're 2-man cells. Now, you can look at the tables right here and tell that there's not enough chairs right there for everyone to sit in. That's because we got these big plastic green lawn chairs. They're plastic, they're green, and they keep them stacked in the corner over here where you see the label for the TV station. They would be stacked over there in the corner, just in the shower, right there. Their showers are on the ends of the tiers. So that's how the tiers set up.
Who violate prison policies or the law.
We can't expect to have a different outcome of the individual that we're sending back to society if he or she witnessed us being inappropriate and we accept it amongst our own culture.
Lassiter says recruiting and keeping good corrections employees at prisons like Tabor would be easier with better pay. On average, correctional officers earn $29,000, but that could be changing. Governor Pat McCrory's proposed budget that he sent lawmakers here at the General Assembly includes nearly $21 million to phase in a new compensation plan for correctional officers. It's a plan that could lead to bigger paychecks for officers in Tabor City. North Carolina has 3 levels of prisons, minimum, medium, and close, but they all pay officers the same scale. So an officer at a minimum custody facility makes the same as someone at a close custody prison like Tabor, where officers put themselves at a greater risk.
But the larger facilities and the close custody facilities are much more complex in reference to the inmate. We're dealing with a much more violent inmate. The inmate would just begin, most of them, the beginning of their time. And so they haven't adjusted to the confines of prison yet.
Now, we've learned there will soon be a new leader at the prison in Tabor City. Patsy Chavis announced she will retire in July. She signed those termination letters Justin used for his story.
Just so y'all know, these news stories are about 2 years old, so.
And she's led that prison for 3 years. You can read the letters in Justin's story right now on W.
Maybe they're older than that. I think it was 2014. 2014, I believe it was.
BCT.com.
Do you think prison employees should deliver fast food to inmates behind bars? Well, that's exactly what was happening at one state prison in our area until we started asking questions. Justin Smith joins us now in the studio with details of this WECT investigation. Justin?
Fran, at Tabor Correctional Institution in Columbus County, inmates who are part of an official men's club were allowed to order meals from KFC. For $7, they got chicken tenders, potato wedges, and a biscuit. But
for $7, right? Anyone that's done time in this state knows that there is no more cash on camp. Not legal cash anyway. Cash has been taken up. There's no more cash on camp. Everything is done through your card, your ID card. That's how you go to the canteen. That's how you get your clothes washed. That's how you get your meal at the mess hall. That's how you go to the gym. That's how you got to have that to leave the cell block. So how these guys are getting KFC for $7 a piece, they must be getting some kind of money sent somewhere. I'm not going to put it out there, but that's another form of corruption right there. Just getting the money sent.
after we asked about fast food deliveries, the director of the state prison system suspended the club's activities. Our cameras were rolling outside the KFC in Whiteville last month as prison employees loaded big boxes of chicken meals into an unmarked cargo van with state tags. A prison spokesman said the men's club is modeled after service groups like Rotary or Kiwanis, and that members must have good disciplinary records to participate. He also stressed that inmates use their own money to buy the food. Now, the club also raises money by selling family photos on visitation days, and they use the proceeds to buy refreshments for their fellow inmates during the holidays and at special events. The spokesman wouldn't go on camera, but sent a statement saying the Division of Prisons is surveying the activities of all service clubs across the prison system and developing more specific governing policies for these clubs to ensure that they're operating consistently and are providing true rehabilitative benefits.
A woman who kept an eye on inmates has a criminal past of her own. In fact, we came across information that apparently the state didn't find before hiring her as a correctional officer. WECT's Justin Smith is on this story again tonight. Justin, what did you find out?
Well, John, Cynthia Daly is a correctional officer at the state prison in Tabor City. While she was waiting on an inmate to get medical treatment in Chapel Hill last week, Daly allegedly stole a purse, keys, and a wedding ring. It's not the first time.
a correctional officer that's also a thief? It can't be. It can't be. No.
She's been accused of wrongdoing. In fact, a year before she was hired, Daly was convicted of a crime. Cynthia Daly was convicted in January 2007 of misdemeanor larceny from taking jewelry from the belt in Whiteville. 1 year later, she started work at Tabor Correctional Institution. According to state law, you can't work as a correctional officer within 3 years of being convicted of a misdemeanor. The State Department of Justice is responsible for certifying officers. A spokesman couldn't discuss Daly's records, but said if a job applicant uses an alias, charges might not show up in a criminal records check. The Department of Public Safety's website lists 2 aliases associated with Daly. Officials say in addition to the background check, finalists for correctional officers' positions have to disclose any criminal convictions. According to the Department of Justice, if Daly failed to disclose a criminal conviction, the agency will investigate. UNC police say after Daly is released from